Hi, I used to be Dallas Stars play-by-play man Ralph Strangis. Now, I'm just a huge fan of JJ and the Breakaway. Right here.
Another game is upon us. Another day is upon us. There's 3 games left in the regular season. Playoffs start next week. There's a possible 6 points remaining on the schedule. The Stars need 4 to get ahead of or catch the Winnipeg Jets. Here's the thing. That's who they play tonight. Here's the thing number 2. That's who they've lost to. That's who they've lost to 2 of the last 3 meetings. So, is it possible they catch the Winnipeg Jets? Absolutely. Is it likely? No, it's not. Because number 1, here's the thing. They have a 3-game losing streak. And, they have to rebound themselves from that. Here's the thing. They play the Winnipeg Jets, who stifled them the last time they played Winnipeg. And you don't know what defense is going to come to the ice. You don't know what goaltending is going to come to the ice for the Stars. And the Winnipeg Jets, well, they've consistently brought the noise. I will say that. So, with that being said, what are we thinking about the Dallas Stars this season? Well, near the season's end, they're okay. They are the 3rd best team in the league as it stands record-wise and points-wise, which they have been consistently all throughout this season, if memory serves me correct. By the way, that's been consistent with Jim Nill and Pete DeBoer at the helm of this franchise. They've always been near the top of the league. You thought I was going to say the top of the league, didn't you? No, that's not the case. They've always been near the top, somewhere around the top. And this season, they're behind the Winnipeg Jets, Washington Capitals. And I believe the point margin between Washington and Dallas is 1 point. To be the 2nd best team in the league, how wild would that be? Now, does the President's Trophy, matter? No, not really. Does the standing matter? I mean, it looks good on paper, sure. But as long as you get in the playoffs and you don't have to fight somebody that has your number, like, I don't know, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Colorado, you're going to be good. But then again, I have to ask you, does it really matter if they have to play Colorado? I'm going to say no, because here's the thing. I feel like I've said that numerous times. I don't even really know right now. Colorado presents a big challenge for the Stars. And from what I've seen, they'll be getting Landeskog back at some point. Meanwhile, the Stars are working on getting Heiskanen and Sagan back at some point. It does the fact that they didn't have Miro Heiskanen and Tyler Sagan in the lineup against Colorado or Winnipeg the last few times, does that even matter? We'll have to see, because, well, when they do come back, that's going to make a noticeable change. I'm telling you. And so what that provides us is, a little bit of a healthy buffer. And shoot, I mean, then you're ready to go. Now look, I don't take the posts about the Stars being Stanley Cup favorites seriously. I don't take the little pie charts seriously where they say that they have X amount of chance of winning the Stanley Cup. No, it's all based upon performance, effort, a little bit of luck, but it lies in the hands of the people on the ice and the coaching. The people in the suits and on the ice are the ones that determine their odds. If they have injuries, these guys need to bounce back. They need to play the next man up mentality. They need to make no excuses. That is what makes a championship team. No excuses. If that means they go down an 0-2 hole in a series and they somehow find a way to dig deep and win 4-2 and eliminate a team in 6 games, that's important. They have to find the energy, momentum, the effort to gain success. And look, based on the last 3 games, based on them choking away a big lead the last game, I'm not excited about tonight. I'm not excited about the playoffs. And you could tell me, oh, we have this person, that person injured. That's an excuse. Let's go back to the original point that I made. There is no excuses for a good team. The good team is going to take an injury and they're going to play a next man up. The Stars have done that this year. The Stars are going to, a good team is going to take a loss, 2-game loss, 3-game loss, put it behind them, and find a way to break out. A good team will take that losing streak, turn it upside down, and turn it into a win streak just as quick as they did a losing streak, if they have it in them. But that's the question. What about the heart of this team? People said that Matt Dumba is not a very useful addition to this team. Well, what's your definition of useful, guys? Do you expect him to put the team on his back, score every goal? Do you expect him to keep pucks out of the zone? Do you expect him to fight everybody for no reason at all? Matt Dumba and the rest of the defense just needs to step in and protect the goalie. That's really their only job. The goalie's the last line of defense for the team, okay? And where the goalie goes is most likely where the team's going to go. You're going to say I'm crazy for that, but it's kind of true. Actually, to piggyback off that, wherever the defense goes is where the goalie has to go because the goalie can't do it himself. There, I made that right. If you have a porous defense, one that just stands around, one that just waits for a team to make a mistake, there is no forcing the play. A good defense will force the play. A good defense will force the mistakes. A good defense will be hungry to take the puck out of their own zone and put it in the attacking zone. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and say it. The Stars' defense needs to be better. And that includes the goaltending. Now, you can blame Casey DeSmith on a couple of the goals the other night. But as long as he's forced to do it himself, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to lose some games. Okay? You cannot expect a goaltender to steal every game. You cannot expect a goaltender to be the defense every game. You cannot expect the goaltender to put pucks in the back of the other net. That is not how the goaltender works. He is there to mind the goal. That's all he has to do is stop a puck. That's his only job. That is his job description. He can't put pucks in the back of the opposing net. He cannot play defense with the likes of Thomas Harley and Matt Dumba and even Miro himself. He's only there to pay attention to the goal. So he needs, what was it that this guy said? Run support. And that is exactly the way that I would put it too. Run support. You got to have goals in the back of the opposing net for your team. You got to have the attack for your team. You got to have everything working for your team. Now, look, the other night, I believe, and I could be mistaken here, the power play came up big. And you still lost. Why? I think it was because of the puck attack. And, well, what do they call that? Forecheck? Forecheck. Yes, forecheck. They have to have an attack. Any kind of attack helps. And the Stars have a bad habit of attacking nothing, standing around, watching, waiting. And you know what that tells me? It makes me wonder, guys. Do the Stars have the defensive talent or talent period to go attack a puck and not make a mistake? Why are they told to just stand around? Why do they just stand around under their own accord if that's the case? What's going on here? They got to figure that out. Until they figure that out, well, you're going to get events like we had the other night. They're going to have to force the play against Winnipeg. They had the game won against Vancouver, and they took their foot off the gas, and they lost. That is not a good look. That is not a good look in the playoffs. That is not a good look before the playoffs. That is not a good look at any point in the season. When you have a team that just kind of throws everything they can and then runs out of gas, that's a look at the coaching. That's a look at the leadership. All eyes are going to be on the team for the wrong reasons. And I believe I heard some people in the media say, and now I can't really bring up the post to prove my point here, but you can find it. People said that the team collapsed. And, you know, the reason why is for lack of effort. People said the Stars game were in the record books for the wrong reasons. And that's because everybody quit. That's because the Stars did what they could to start fast, play hard, but then it fizzled out. Again, why did it fizzle out? I have to ask you that because it shouldn't have fizzled out. They won 50 games plus this year. I believe it's been 50 games. They won 50 games this year. And the reason why is because they didn't take their foot off the gas. They stand right now at 50, 22, and 6. 50, 22, and 6. And even that, winning 50 games was a historical marker. They cannot afford to take their foot off the gas. Okay, so here's the thing, too. A team like Winnipeg can have all the injuries in the world, and they'll bring the heat. They will bring the heat and run any opponent ragged just because they know what it takes to be a top team. They are a top team. They are the top team. Imagine having the win against Winnipeg and then just screaming into the playoffs off that momentum. But they have to bring the heat. Winnipeg's going to bring the heat. The Stars have a bad, bad, bad habit of matching team energy of their opponent. And it doesn't matter who it is. They need to go above and beyond it. For 50 games, they did go above and beyond whatever energy a team was bringing. Whether it was an overtime win or regulation win, they dug deep for 50 wins. 50. And so they have to dig deep again with 3 games left. That's 6 points. Once again, 6 points to match or overtake Winnipeg. But again, doesn't matter. No, not really. They're in the playoffs, but it's all about momentum. Okay, if they win these next few games, and they do have to play Colorado, which all the experts are saying they probably will, then they're going to have to match Colorado's energy. Colorado's energy, we've seen Dallas again go up 2 and 3 and whatever amount of goals. And then we've seen the Stars lose to Colorado. Colorado's beaten them 2 of the last, no, wait, yes, 2 of the 3 meetings against Dallas. Colorado's beaten them. Okay, so all the experts are going to key in on this and go, yeah, well, no, the Stars don't have a chance. Yeah, they do. They got to get momentum. They got to bring the right mindset, and they just got to bring the noise. How else? How do you think Colorado beat the Stars? Okay, 3-0, and then they overtake the Stars to beat them 6-3. One of the meetings. How'd that happen? They decided to put their foot down, put their foot on the gas, bring the noise, and they just they made the Stars look like they hit a wall. You have to, if any team is the team to match energy of, it would be Colorado. It really would. And so they need to do that. They need to play like they know they are a Stanley Cup team, Stanley Cup contender team, and bring the noise. I've never seen Colorado play like they're a slouch of a team, man. Gabriel Landeskog is out right now, and he is in a minor league stint right now for a conditioning stint. That's the word. And if you're a Stars fan, at least that doesn't have access to all the Colorado games like me, you can't tell who's missing. That team just keeps going. And they keep fighting, scratching, clawing. They're in the playoff picture. You would think that they were the Stanley Cup favorites because they bring the noise. Winnipeg, again, you would think they are the Stanley Cup favorites. Why? Because they bring the noise. No matter who is on the ice, they make no excuses. They make no mistakes. They play like they're hungry for it. They play like they want to go. They play like this is the last game of the season every time they touch the ice. That's what the Stars have to do. And, the thing is, maybe I'm wrong. Probably fans of Winnipeg or Colorado or any other team that I'm thinking of here that will tell me, yeah, this team and that team have quit. But for me, it doesn't look like they quit. I fully believe that if the Stars can make it through Winnipeg, Winnipeg will be a big feather in the cap of those guys, yes, to go ahead and try and build some momentum. It's the perfect time to carry whatever energy and momentum we can into the playoffs. Playoffs start next week. You'll want to start another winning streak to break out of this 3-game losing streak. It is not time to drive your car with the emergency brake on, for lack of a better way of putting it. You gotta go now, and you gotta go fast. Pete DeBoer and Jim Nill are amazing in terms of managing this team. They've done a fantastic job. not just this season, not just last season, but as long as they've been here, they have been fantastic at managing this team. And it seems, based on the playoff success the last few years, it seems like the Stars are ready, willing, and able to make another deep playoff run. But they're missing one big thing. Do they have what it takes to make it through and past the Western Conference Finals? I think that's the deepest they've been since either one or maybe both of those two guys have came to Dallas. I think Western Conference Finals, well, Stanley Cup Finals against Tampa Bay during the tough time that we went through, that was on the news for all the wrong reasons as well. Divided the country. You know that thing? Yeah. Ever since that is the furthest the Stars have been. The Western Conference Final. Why? Is it the heart? Is it their personnel? Is it their coaching? Is it the heart that the personnel and coaching is lacking? These are all questions that I have, and they're just curiosity. Like, I'm not telling you I don't believe in this team. I'm telling you I do. But the question for me is, do they believe in themselves? Do they believe in themselves enough to consistently bring the effort? Do they believe in themselves enough to consistently play more than 20 to 40 minutes a game without running out of gas? If they do believe in themselves and they're still running out of gas, we got to figure out why they're running out of gas. The time to overcome all that malarkey, yes, malarkey, is right now, and it starts with Winnipeg. Game 79 of 82. Perfect time for them to shake everything off and say, you know what? No, we're done being pushovers. We're done being a team that guys can skate through. We're done being, y'all are going to hate me for this, overlooked. The experts say that the Stars are Stanley Cup favorites. But what do the Stars personnel say? What do the players that touch skates to ice say? Because I don't really know. Do they feel the need to consistently bring the effort? The last couple games, doesn't look like it. Are they bringing the effort and just running out of gas? I mean, hey, who am I to decide? These are just questions I have. Don't shoot the messenger, man. I'm right there along with you. Just a fan watching and just a fan asking what in the world is going on. Once again, I do believe in this team, and I think they have what it takes to do big things. I think this is a team that will get you closer to the Stanley Cup than past teams before, and that is crazy to say because you had Joe Pavelski, you had Max Domi, you had who else did you have? Shoot, Tyler Seguin being healthy, Jamie Benn. You know, this team doesn't have a healthy Tyler Seguin. This team doesn't have a healthy Miro Heiskanen, and they're playing differently. And I'll tell you what, as the experts have said, one of the biggest people to step up and surprise is Thomas Harley. He's eaten up the minutes that Miro Heiskanen has left. And he's done big things, making a name for himself. He has numerous game-winning goals since all that happened. He has numerous games where he is the offense. Where's the rest of the team going to stack up? And again, let me ask you this. When's there going to be a time where this whole team decides to play like they're all going to bring the noise? It's happened 50 other times already where they had to dig deep or they just flat out dominated. 50 times. They're going to have to find the effort of those teams for the last 50 wins and double it come playoff time. One thing that breaks my heart as a Stars fan is the fans that say this team is one and done. Maybe. If they don't find the heart. Yeah, maybe. If they don't find the effort. Yeah, maybe. If they don't pay attention to positioning, coaching, and figure out chemistry. And look, Mikko Rantanen, he's done his thing as well. I want you to look at when he scored the last game. He's finally coming into his own. He's finally getting comfortable on the Stars ice. He's finally been in a position where he didn't have to move every freaking 3 months. And that is an exaggeration on purpose. But you have to realize, as Ralph Strangis said in the interview he and I did, actually it was a chat. I absolutely still love that. You got to pay attention, man. Because everything has to fall into place, and it all starts with effort. It all starts with being able to gel with your teammates. It all starts with the focus you decide to play with, even. They need to have intense focus, intense energy, and not take their foot off the gas. And man, I that's one thing I question. Do they have the talent on the ice to overcome any adversity and obstacle? Yes, they do. But they have to have the desire. It all starts with desire and effort. I mean, this team is loaded to the brim, guys. Excuse the clock if you heard it. This team is loaded to the brim with talent. From Casey DeSmith to Jake Ottinger to all the way up to your number one center. To Wyatt Johnston, Mikael Granlund. The time is now for them to win. They just have to decide that that's what they're going to do. It all hinges on what they decide to do from the moment they step foot on the ice. And what am I doing? I'm preaching to the fans that you guys are a big part of it too. You know, if you're going to the arena, you guys need to be loud. You guys need to give them the energy that they may lack. You know, what if they're going to the ice knowing that they're on a 3-game losing streak and they're kind of rattled a little bit? Imagine cheering as loud as you can and pulling them out of it. Imagine being the person that gets in a player's ear to break them out of a scoring slump. You know, there's lots of power to give the athletes on the ice hope. There's lots of power in the fans to give the players lots of energy. It's all on us. It's all on the players. It's all on the management. Everything starts with just a little bit of effort. Even, like I said, even to the fans. You know, if you feel the need to go there and lose your voice, do it. Go to the game, lose your voice, bring your energy so you can feed the players. You feed the players, the coaches see it, and they will be energized. It all starts and ends with energy. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy to me. Do I think this is a first-round exit team? You know what? Yeah, if they bring the effort of the last few games. But they can also decide that they don't want to bring that effort. They can also decide that they want to put their feet down and take ownership of that ice that they play on. They very well should. Imagine being on that ice knowing the pressure is on you to beat Winnipeg and they just slap around the Winnipeg Jets. Is it possible? Yeah. Is it likely? No, because Winnipeg is going to bring its own fight. They got to match the energy. And hey, in many ways, the energy starts with the butts in the seats. So, we just gotta sit here, wait and see what happens. Don't write off the Stars just yet. I know I'm battling with it, but I also know that it takes just a little bit of effort. It can take seconds, as the Stars are well aware. If you don't believe me, look at the game they put forth against Vancouver. It takes seconds to change the tide of a game. That's it. Seconds. So, seconds of energy here and there, seconds of pushing here and there. That's all it takes. It's going to be a fun ride. Are you ready? Journey starts tonight. And I'll be watching from home, but I'll still be watching. Hope you guys will too. And until the next show, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all when I see you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I used to be Dallas Stars play-by-play man Ralph Strangis. Now, I'm just a huge fan of JJ and the Breakaway.